All right, let's begin. So, what are we doing today?
Dosage calculation.
Dosage calculations. Very good. So, yesterday we did a little lesson, towing the line, and then your back foot, your heel's supposed to be off the line. So, your next lesson is the center line. You must maintain the center line because guess where your opponent is?
In front of you.
Their toe is going to be on the center line. And guess where their heel is going to be?
The center line.
On the center line. So, you must maintain the center line. And have you guys ever heard that adage, going toe to toe?
Yes.
That's what you're trying to establish. You're trying to establish that bridge so you guys can contact each other and then have some fun. You guys ready? All right, tomorrow we're celebrating. All right, so calculations very important because you guys might have to do some before you administer meds to patient. Got to know different systems: apothecary, household, metric, English, ISO. You guys heard of ISO? International Standards Organization. Dosage calculations, and then we'll cover the BSA tomorrow. All right, so you got to know, got to have some skills. So know your processes and kind of do them the same way every time because you'll have the same inputs and you'll have the generally the same outputs, right? So that's what they mean by common sense. So for some of you guys, I give you an order of, let's say, 500 milligrams, and I give you a supply of 1 gram, and you guys tell me,
1 gram.
you need to give the patient 500 tablets, Mr. Dang. Right. Is that reasonable?
No.
Does that make sense?
No.
Right? But on certain assignments, what did we get? Give the patient 500 tablets. What? Well, what's the correct answer?
2 tablets.
Give them
Half
half a tablet, right? So that's more reasonable. Even 2 tablets. Even if you gave them 2 tablets, that's more reasonable. But if your answer came out 500 and you went ahead and gave them 500, then please line up. You guys know what's happening. All right. So, some prefixes. So the good thing about the metric system is there's only 1 unit per measurement. So for volume, we only use the liter. For weight, it's only the gram. And let's see, for distance or length, what do we use?
meters.
Yep, that's it, only the meter. But we have these prefixes. Kilo. Right, we got our base unit. We got this new one, centi. What do you guys know about the word cent?
Money.
Cent. What does cent mean? Century.
Century.
Centimeters. Something about 100, right? Something about 100. And then you guys are already familiar with milli. What does milli mean? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
1 million.
Kilo means 1,000. The base unit has a value of 1. Centi means
100.
1/100th.
1,000.
This is 1/100th. Milli means 1/1.
Thousands and 1 million.
Oh, very nice. You guys are recalling. Ooh, everyone's taking notes today. Very nice. All right, so what does that mean? We got to squeeze in a new unit. So we got kilograms, dot, 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 grams, dot, dot, centigrams, dot, milligrams, dot, 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 and lastly, MCG. MCG. All right, so we squeezed in that guy. So notice the dots. 3 dots, 2 dots, 1 dot, then 3 dots. And guess what? We're moving the decimal place the same way.
So grams to centigram is like 20?
2 decimal places. Very good. How many from milligrams to centigram?
Centigram.
How many? 1 decimal place. So from grams to kilo, that's 3 decimal places. From grams to centigram, that is 2 decimal places. From milligrams to centigram, that is 1 decimal place.
Why is it like that instead of the 3 like we normally been doing?
Because it's the medicine. So in medicine, they just use this extra one to confuse you guys as MAs. Pharmacy is way more systematic, a lot better. Right? Don't you guys prefer pharmacy now? Don't have to deal with this centi guy? All right, so converting within the metric system is the same. You are just moving decimal places. So if you move this way, do you multiply or divide? If you move this way, what do you do? Multiply. Okay, very good.
Question. So are we still doing the 3 if we're going from grams to milligrams?
Grams to milligrams. Yeah, so it's 1, 2 plus 1 more. So that would be a total of 3. So you got to pay attention to the decimal places. So at the top of every scratch paper on every exam, just write kg dot dot dot, gram dot dot, cg dot, mg dot dot dot, mcg. And if you forget, guess what? Where is it going to be?
Online.
On the board. Every exam so far, you know where it is at. So if you forget, don't worry, it'll be there, because really it's not memorizing, it's applying. Right, so you got to practice. So let's do some practice. All right, you guys ready? So we'll additionally talk about the proportion method. You guys remember the butterflies? A over B equals C over D, where you take left wing equal to right wing, where AD equals BC. So that's the traditional way to do math in medicine. Anywhere you go, that's the math. So I'm staying away from that, but if you need to know it, I can teach you that definitely. Just follow the letters, plug and chug, and solve for the unknown. So proportion method uses proportions. That's not very helpful. All right, so in this example, the question is how many milligrams are in 100 micrograms?
0.1.
Yeah, of course, the answer's right here on the board. But what's more important is how did we get there? So let's draw it. Kilograms, how many dots? 2 grams. And then how many dots? 2 to centigram, and then 1 to, and then 3 to. All right, so new. Don't forget this guy. So we are going from micrograms to milligrams. So it's 3 spaces to the left. So we take our decimal. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3. There's its new home. And then we're going to document it in proper notation as 0.1. All right. So to the left, 3 spaces. Very nice, everybody. Well, this way you're gonna divide by the number of dots lets you know how many zeros. So if there's 3 dots, how many zeros? 3 zeros. All right. So if I'm going here and it's only 1 dot, how many zeros? 1 0. Very good. So if I'm going here and it's 2 dots, how many zeros? So it'd be 2 zeros. All right. So that's what the dot means. So if you're going to divide going to the left, that's how what magnitude of 10 you're going to divide by. Right. So if you're going to multiply this way, what are you going to multiply by? This is 1,000 because there's 3 dots. What if you're multiplying here? That's going to be 10 because there's only 1 dot. How about this guy? 2 dots, 2 zeros, 100. 3 dots, 3 zeros, 1,000. It works the same for liters and mLs as well. All right, so we just made a mess. We'll continue on. All right, milligrams to grams. How many spaces left or right?
3 spaces to the left.
3 spaces to the left. So we're going from milligrams to grams. So it's 1 plus 2 more, so it's 3. So let's move it. 1, 2, 3. Right, so this is our example, similar to our example. So there's its new home. We will document it as 0.1. Grams to centigrams. How many spaces left or right?
2 to the right.
To the right. So here's our number. So we're going from grams to centigrams. So it's 2. Here's the decimal. We're going to move it 1, 2. There's the new home. We'll fill in our zeros. What's our answer?
5,700.
All right. Kilos to grams. How many spaces left or right?
3 to the right.
3. All right. So we're going to move it 3. So here's the decimal point. You got to move it where it is. So 1, 2, 3. There's its new home. So this is going to be 8,500. Very good. All right, this example, let's do it on the side. 53. How many spaces left or right?
3 to the left.
So milligrams, 1, 2, 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. Fill in your zeros. We will document it as.
0.05.
You guys can do that? So remember, there's a new guy, Centigram. He throws a kink into everything, but that's no problem. Just count the dots. So now you guys know the value of the dots. All right, everybody, try 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do this guy. All right, centigrams. Centigrams to kilograms. We are moving how many spaces?
5.
How many spaces? 5. So here is the decimal. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.0015. 0.0015. All right. Micrograms to grams. How many spaces left or right? 6. So we're starting from here. We're going 6. So here's 400. Let's move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0.0004. Milligrams to kilograms.
6.
So we're going from milligrams to kilograms. Yep, 6. 605. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0.00. 605. And lastly, centigram, this funny guy, to grams.
7 point. Yeah.
2 spaces. So we got 7, 2, 5. Here's your decimal point. 1, 2. There's its new home. 7.25. How'd you guys do?
Perfect.
Not too bad? Feeling confident in the front?
On the first attempt.
Okay, we'll try it. We'll do it. We'll practice some more. And then we still need a round. All right, so this is just to demonstrate that this also works with liters and mLs. So liters to mLs, how many spaces left or right? 3. So we got our 20. We're going to go 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right. There's its new home. The answer is 20,000. All right, we got 10. This time we're going from mLs to liters, so it's 3 to the left. So we got 0.01. So very important, we got to squeeze in that centigram right in the middle. All right, the proportion method. Do you guys even want to know the proportion method?
Yep.
Yeah? You guys want to learn the proportion method?
Is it gonna be on the test?
You can solve math any way you want. You can solve these problems any way you want. So I can teach it, you can just purge it if you want, or you can absorb it if you want, or you can say, oh, I'll use it this time, or I'll use it that time. Yeah, no, maybe so. Okay, I'll just go through it. Let's see how you guys feel about it. But you can do the math any way you want. All right, so proportion method. So here we got the proportion, 5 mLs over X. What do we know 5 mLs is? 1 teaspoon, right? So we got to set up that proportion. So the next step is, well, this is not a good example. The next step is to set up the proportion. So you're going to have to cross multiply. You guys ever heard of that? Cross multiplying. So here we got X and 5 mLs. So this is where it goes. X and 5 mLs. And we got 5 mLs and teaspoons. So that's where it goes. 5 mLs and teaspoon. So what is your unknown? X. So you got to solve for X by dividing by 5 mLs on both sides, right? What cancels out? 5 mLs, 5 mLs. Then you're left with X equals 1 teaspoon, right? So that is cross multiplying. You set up your proportions. So you put all your units that are the same on top, mLs and mLs on top. Then all your units on the bottom are the same, teaspoons and teaspoons. You set up your butterfly wings. Left wing equals right wing. And then you solve for X. So that is the proportion method. So we'll do a couple examples of this. All right, so let's use the proportional method. So what do you know? You know that for every 250 milligrams, you get one tablet. What's the order?
500 milligrams.
That equals to, I don't know how many tabs, right? So let's set up the proportional method. You have your unknown proportion. What's on top? Milligrams. What's on the bottom? Tabs. And then you have your known. What units on top?
Milligrams.
What units on the bottom?
Tablets.
Tablets. Right? Paparazzi. Very good. So you can watch this video again. I'll post it for you guys. All right, you guys ready to solve it?
Yes.
All right, let's set it up. All right, so we set it up. So here's our butterfly wings. All right, so this butterfly wing here, we got X, 250. Here's the X, there's the 250. This butterfly wing here, we got 501 tab. What are we solving for? So what are we going to do to both sides? We're going to divide both sides by 250. All right, so we divide both sides by 250. This term goes away. This term goes away. And you are left with 2 tablets. So you just simplify this term to get 2 tablets. So that is cross multiplying in a nutshell. You got to set up your proportions. So make sure your units are in the right place. Set up your butterfly wings. And then solve for X. So for how many of you guys that was new to you? Yeah, cross multiplying.
Oh no.
Okay, so you guys done it before, right? So that's the traditional way. You can always use that method. But I like the equation method. And you guys used this equation before. All right, are you guys ready for the equation method? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yes, come on.
Okay, the equation method is order over supply. You guys done this before. But here for MAs, we don't call it that. We call it desired dose. So write that down. Desired dose over dose on hand. So we're just going to change the nomenclature just a little bit. So order is now desired dose. Supply is now dose on hand. I like the pharmacy terms because we use unique terms. Whereas in the MA terms, you got desired dose and you got dose on hand, which is very confusing. So I like order over supply, but we got to use D over H. All right. So we got an order, we got a supply. However, this order is for a particular regimen. In this case, it's 7 days worth. And how often are they taking it?
Every day.
So QD means every day. So if you don't know these SIG codes, go watch the videos from the pharmacy technician. I linked them in this course. They're in readings and tools, and they go over all of the SIG codes. All right, so what is our order per dose?
1 milligram per tab.
1 milligram. What is our supply?
1 milligram.
1 milligram. All right. So how much do we need to give per dose?
1
tablet.
1 tablet. All right, how often are they taking this 1 tablet?
7 days.
QD is 1 time, right? And then for how many days? 7 days. So all you gotta do is multiply. 1 times 1 times 7 equals,
7.
you'll need to dispense 7. Not too bad, right? Number 2, what is our order?
200 milligrams.
100.
What is our supply?
200.
So order over supply, we need to give how many tablets?
0.5.
0.5. Oops, sorry, tabs. So half a tablet. What is BID?
Twice a day.
Twice a day. For how many days? I guess this is just one, so one-time deal. So how many tablets would they need? You would dispense only 1. Half now, half later. Okay. All right, number 3. You guys ready?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you guys notice that?
Yep.
All right, so if we would have went ahead and did the math, we would have had something funky at the end, right? We would have had something like 20 million thousand or something crazy. But you guys saw the units, so we got to convert. You guys remember, kg, how many dots? Grams, how many dots?
2.
2 dots. Remember, how many dots?
1.
Then how many dots?
3.
MCC. No forget, okay? All the time you forget. All right, what do you guys want to convert to? All milligrams or all micrograms? Milligrams, all right. So let's convert this guy. We're going from mics to millis. That's 3 this way. 1, 2, 3. This guy becomes 0.5 milligrams. So now what is our order?
0.5.
0.5 milligrams. What is our supply?
0.25.
So how much do we need to give per dose?
2.
2 tabs per dose. Every other day? All right, we don't have to figure out EDS. We're just going to give them 2. That's it. Order supply, but make sure your units are the same so they cancel out. Let's see what happened if we didn't. If we did 500 micrograms over 0.25 mcgs, what would that give us?
Some crazy ass.
2,000 tablets. Is that reasonable?
No.
Would you? I know, but if you didn't look at the units, would you have given the patient 2,000 tablets? Would you want to count out 2,000 tablets? No, right? So check your work. Make sure it is reasonable. 2,000 tablets is never, ever reasonable. All right. Sometimes you got liquid medication. So I taught you order over supply times the amount. So the amount is how the drug comes. So in this case, it comes per 5. So that extra thing, you just have to multiply. So what's our order here?
375.
What's our supply?
125.
And what is our amount? 5 ml. Very good. How many times a day?
Twice.
2 times a day. All right, so punch in the math. 375 divided by 125 times 5 times 2 equals
30.
how many?
30.
30 for the whole day, because it's 2 doses here. All right, the next one. I'll have you guys do it. How many tablets do we need to give them? QID is how many quarters in a dollar? 4 times a day. So this is going to be 12 tabs. Very good. If you got 12 tabs, very nice. If you did not get 12 tabs, we still have a lot of time. All right, very good, everybody. That brings us to the end. So we got that side of the room prep. We had this side of the room prep. Guess who's prepping today? The middle of the room. So you guys know what to do? All right, that brings us to the end. So everyone, go take a break. We'll come back and we'll do our clinicals. 3 shots, 1 patience.